Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Before we step into the shadows today, do us a quick favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment down below telling us your favorite Scream movie so far. It's a small click for you, but it does help this channel survive longer than most characters in a Ghostface movie. Now, let's talk about Scream 7. Ghostface is back, and this time it's not about survival, it's about legacy. The first trailer for Scream 7 has finally arrived, and it's dripping with nostalgia, dread, and an unmistakable feeling that the past is done being ignored. Directed by Kevin Williamson, the mind behind the original 1996 classic, this chapter feels less than a sequel, and more like a reckoning. Scream 7 slashes into theaters February 27, 2026, and if this trailer is telling us anything, it's that no one walks away clean. Let's begin. The trailer opens somewhere painfully familiar. Stu Macher's house, the site of the original massacre, the birthplace of Ghostface, has now been transformed into a horror-themed Airbnb. A place where people don't come to mourn, they come to take selfies. And that alone tells us exactly what Scream 7 wants to explore. This franchise is always understood as something chillingly real. Trauma never disappears, it gets repackaged. Turning the most infamous murder house in horror history into a novelty attraction is darkly perfect. It weaponizes nostalgia while asking an uncomfortable question. Who profits from violence once the blood dries? And more importantly, what happens when someone decides that history shouldn't be a souvenir? A new couple checks into the house. They joke, they laugh, they don't understand where they are. And if you've seen even one Scream movie, you know what that means. The trailer teases a classic cold open, motion sensors, pranks, false scares, before everything shifts. What starts playful becomes predatory. What feels staged becomes real. This moment isn't just about shock value, it's a statement. Scream 7 isn't here to rely solely on legacy characters. It's reminding us that Ghostface doesn't need history. History just makes the killing louder. Then the trailer cuts away from Woodsboro. We find Sydney Prescott somewhere quieter, somewhere smaller. Texas. She works a normal job, lives a life that looks intentionally unremarkable, and that choice matters. Sydney isn't hiding in plain sight. She's trying to be invisible. For the first time, she isn't a symbol. She's just a woman protecting a family. And that's exactly why Ghostface finds her again. Because Ghostface doesn't chase fame anymore. It chases meaning. Then it happens. The phone rings. A Woodsboro area code. And a voice that knows Sydney personally. This isn't a random killer chasing headlines. This is someone who remembers. Someone who grew up alongside her. Someone who sees this as unfinished business. Scream has always used phone calls as psychological weapons, but this one cuts deeper. It suggests shared history, not obsession, but resentment. The question shifts from who is the killer to why now. The trailer's biggest reveal lands quietly and painfully. Sydney has a daughter. Her name is Ted. That name alone carries weight. Sydney Prescott isn't just a tribute. She's living a reminder of everything Sydney lost. And the trailer wastes no time placing her in danger. Hallways, phone calls, shadows that moves when no one's looking. And Tatum says she wants to be a fighter like her mother. It doesn't feel heroic. It feels tragic. Because survival was never something Sydney wanted to pass down. And yet here it is. This is where Scream 7 becomes something more than a witch hunt. It became a story about inherited trauma and whether violence can ever truly end or only change hands. Of course, some people never walk away. Gail Weathers returns, sharper, older, and still chasing the truth. There's a quiet moment where she looks at a photo of Dewey. No dialogue, no exposition, just grief that never healed. Gail isn't hunting headlines anymore, she's hunting closure. When she reunites with Sydney, it feels like the soul of Scream is stepping back into frame. These two have survived everything, and that makes them dangerous to anyone behind a mask. Chad and Mindy Meeks Martin are back, battered, smarter, still alive. They remain the franchise's conscience. The ones who understand the rules when knowing the rules don't protect you. Their presence keeps Scream from becoming too grim, reminding us that humor and horror are inseparable here. But in this franchise, survival is always temporary. Then comes the image that defines the trailer. Stu's house burning. Ghostface walk away calmly as flames swallow the past. It's not chaos, it's intention. That house has been the heart of this franchise since 1996. Watching it burn feels symbolic. But Scream is never that simple. Is this closure? Or is it erasure? Because burning history doesn't stop it from haunting you. Sometimes it just makes the ghosts angrier. Scream 7 feels different. Not louder, not flashier, heavier. This doesn't look like a movie about surviving Ghostface. It looks like a movie about ending him, or proving that he can never truly die. Scream 7 releases February 27, 2026, and whether this is Sydney Prescott's final stand or the birth of a new nightmare, one thing is clear. Ghostface isn't just killing anybody. He's making a statement. So what do you think? Is this the end of the Prescott story, or the beginning of something darker? Let us know in the comments down below. Hit like if you enjoy this breakdown. Subscribe for more horror deep dives. And as always, be safe. And we'll see you in the next one.